Bring it on.
Yeah.
I want it all. I want more of it. I want life of abundance.
Give
Yeah,
a
I
fuck
was
about-
just on fire.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And everybody was on the same wavelength. And they were like, check weirdo boy out there. Working for the police. We get paid a thing called danger money. I was on the roof. Police come running out. Get off the roof. And I'm like, why? He says, we've had intel. There's a sniper in the forest. Get off the roof.
If ever I
Turn
do,
up the person that you want to be.
Yeah.
Walk in the shoes of the man or the woman that you want to become, and you'll become that person. The more hands you shake, the more calls you make, the more money you make.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the Aveling podcast all about self-improvement, personal development, working on yourself and becoming the best possible version of yourself. And today's guest epitomizes that. Tom Smyth, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Buzzing. Been
Good.
up from 3 this morning.
Yeah.
And I've just got so much energy, feeling truly blessed,
Good.
really having a great day.
Good. I believe congratulations in order as well. You're becoming, I saw on your Instagram yesterday, becoming a granddad.
A granddad,
Yeah.
Like it's just going to be the most amazing thing that's
Yeah.
ever happened. You
Yeah.
know, my eldest daughter's having a wee baby.
That's class.
I'm going to be, it's a wee granddaughter too.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be
I've just had a daughter
incredible.
about 7 months ago, and my mum and dad are absolutely smitten becoming grandparents.
Oh, yeah, like my 2 daughters, Farah and Rihanna, are my complete world.
Yeah,
You know, people would say, like, why do you push so hard?
yeah.
Totally for them too. And my wife, Dolores. You know,
I wanted to ask you that. If you don't know about Tom, there's a lot of, well, you've got podcasts out there, you've got a book out there, you put content out there, you are high energy, you're high, you go. And I wanted to speak a lot about, because I talk a lot about reasons why. So I thought, like, let's get straight into it. What are your reasons why for getting up, going every single day?
Well, you know, the early mornings for me is, the bottom line is I have to get up at 3 or 4 a.m. to fit everything in.
Yeah.
You know, my day is already rammed and I feel massively blessed for being so busy.
Yeah.
It's one thing I will never complain about. You know, you would hear sometimes people complain about, far too much work on. Bring it on.
Yeah.
I want it all. I want more of it. I want life of abundance.
Yeah.
Work as it comes in is an amazing feeling. Early morning starts, I get up and I have a triple espresso, glass of water, alkaline usually. And then it's goals, gratitude and mantra for me. You know, I write my goals like my life depends on it, because it does. I truly believe that I'm the architect of my own life.
Yeah.
When I write my goals, it gives me the journey of exactly where I'm going. I know exactly what I'm doing that day. And then I write a mantra page. My mantra page is this incredible A4 single page about this amazing guy, and that guy is me.
Yeah.
Now, somebody might say that's overconfident, but the point of writing this is I write about this amazing person and I keep turning up and being that guy.
Yeah.
You know, after writing this, if anybody's never done it before, after you write this for 2 or 3 weeks, you become the person on the page.
Yeah.
It gives you confidence.
That self-talk
You
is...
put
is-
armour on.
Yeah.
If anybody's hit you with a kitchen sink, or the universe is slightly off grid and it's attacking you and you're just not on point, that puts you back on point.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, like, I write, I am a warrior of Jesus Christ, because God likes tough people too.
Yeah.
I am a sober man. I am bulletproof. I am unstoppable. I'm a man that makes things happen.
Yeah.
Everything I touch turns to gold. You know, it's everything after I am at high octane levels.
Yeah.
And then the greatest gift of all is gratitude.
Yeah.
And it's not about Lamborghinis. It's about the taste of a cup of coffee. It's about my wife and kids.
Yeah.
It's about my sobriety. It's about my amazing staff. It's about remembering dark days, so you remember how amazing it is to be in the days of the light. You know, it's about the memories of my best friend Gary, my memories of my grandmother, the sunset, you know, people that you've met that day, somebody giving you a car parking space. Gratitude should live inside of you all of the time.
I remember when I first came across your content and I saw the video you talking about, like you getting up every single morning, and the law of vibration, everyone's vibrating at a different frequency. And when I saw that, your vibration hit me, and I messaged you on Instagram straight away. And I was like, I love your stuff. It inspired me. And sometimes people talk about motivation not being a thing, but when I saw that, it did motivate me. And like, obviously you need consistency, you need determination, but that did motivate me. And the gratitude thing was massive for me when I first saw you talking about that. Obviously, I've heard people talk about gratitude before, and like I've tried implementing it. But when you said that, I was out walking. It was a Monday morning, sometimes you get these days, don't we? You're not feeling 100%.
Of course, all of us do.
Yeah, I heard that gratitude thing, and I thought, you know what? I'm out here walking through woods. I've got my legs, I've got my fitness, I've got my health. I'm with my dog. My family are good. Changed my perspective.
Like, I write for the food in my fridges, and then when I write fridges, I realise I've got multiple homes. Having food in your fridge, having a roof over your head, having a hot or a cold shower, that's billionaire stuff. There's millions of people across this planet do not have any of that.
Yeah.
And the life sometimes that we complain about is somebody else's dream.
Yeah.
So you have to get over yourself sometimes, including me. There's times I'll wake up full of anxiety, a bit anxious, not what's going on, and I'll go through a 3 or 4 hour period before I hit work, before anybody sees me, that I put myself back in the alignment. It's having that awareness, not to stay in that state. And every one of us can do it. Yeah, I'm just going to have I think it might just be one of those days. Yeah. No chance. Flick out of it. Let's go. Look at the photographs of your wife or your husband and remember your wedding day. The thought of your children being born. Have a look at a photograph of being on holiday or Disneyland with your kids, and it just jolts you back into the right vibration. Yeah. It works.
It definitely does.
It works if you work it. It's the same as recovery. Yeah. Recovery works if you work it. It's all the same.
Yeah. You speak about, and I love the fact that you speak about it, because I think not only as males, everyone should speak about it, but you speak about anxiety. I thought, and I'll hold my hands up to this, I thought I was bulletproof. Like being a young alpha male, I thought I was bulletproof. Yeah. Up until back end of 2021, a lot of change had gone on in my life. I was probably drinking more than I should have.
COVID?
Yeah, COVID. Yeah. About a year earlier, my best friend had passed away. There was a lot that had happened. Yeah. I'd changed jobs. I'd started a new career. I didn't know where my money was coming in, and I got hit with panic attacks. Self-doubt. And it's still, because it's only about, it's not even 2 years since I went through that. Yeah, it's still fresh. So occasionally, if I'm getting that self-doubt, that anxiety, I think about, am I going to get a panic attack again? But I think the more you speak about it, and like you've got some amazing things that you go through to get through that. What sort of stuff do you do?
Well, yeah, there's times I'll wake up, and I've said it many times, I'll be lying beside, in my eyes, the most beautiful woman in the world will be lying beside me, which is my wife. I'll wake up in a gorgeous home, which we own, and I'll still be very frightened. And then I'll say to myself, right, okay, Tom, let's find the trigger here. What is it? Yeah. So I'll do my goals, I'll do my gratitude, I'll do my mantra, which normally works, and it doesn't work. Yeah. Then I'll maybe do high intense cardio or high intense weights. Mightn't still work. Yeah. But then I'll find that trigger of a photograph of my kids, a photograph of my wife, or it sometimes could be a crazy tune by Tiesto or the Pussycat Dolls, and then the next thing is, let's fucking have this. Yeah. And I'm back on point. Completely back on point. And really, sometimes it's the old version of you trying to control you. It doesn't. The old version of you doesn't want you to move to the new version, who's elite, who's bulletproof, who has no anxiety.
Scary.
And you're being attacked by yourself sometimes.
The fear of success is just as scary as the fear of failure.
Of course. And some people will self-sabotage their own success by not stepping into the shoes of the man or the woman they want to become. Yeah. So, the thing is, all of this, every bit of it's an inside job. Yeah. Confidence, success, happiness, love, wealth, anxiety, all of it's internal.
Exactly. I speak about that because I coach people to lose weight, to get into good shape. I say you're not going to get happiness in your physique. It's not going to come like that. You're not going to suddenly wake up one day and think, do you know what, I'm confident because of the way that I look. That can help, but it comes from putting in the work, from doing the things that fill your glass up, from make you energized.
Being the way you are with people. Like I had a run-in with a traffic warden yesterday. I do often. But if you're decent with them guys and they're decent with you, it's just how you address people. And then you're getting respect back. Yeah. Sometimes you're having a laugh with somebody. What you put out, you get back. It is a fact.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You spoke about alcohol a little bit, and I've listened to your book. I've listened to podcasts. What's sort of your history with alcohol? I believe you don't drink at all now.
I don't drink at all. Yeah. I had tried for years to see, could I drink successfully, and it just doesn't work for me. Yeah. I'm at a stage now where I don't want to have an off day due to some piece of liquid that's maybe trying to control me. Yeah. I don't need to do it. Some people do drink successfully and they enjoy it. It's just not for me. Yeah. Like, I'm not the guy. I'm not getting up at 3 a.m. if I've had a beer the night before. And I just chose this amazing clean life now.
It's life of abundance.
It is just incredible. Yeah. It is truly incredible. in sobriety, people might find it hard to believe, but you live the life of your wildest dreams.
Yeah.
Watching a sunset, watching a sunrise.
You appreciate a lot more
Oh,
when
man,
you're not
just
constantly in a cycle of feeling like shit and then suddenly recovering from it and then doing it all again.
And eating shit
Yeah.
food and all,
Yeah.
all because of being intertwined with alcohol.
Yeah.
And listen, some people really enjoy it. It's just my choice now. I don't do it.
Up until
And most elite people that are on my mentoring course now
Yeah.
are all moving away from doing it because
Yeah.
it doesn't serve them.
there's a lot more information out about it now, and like I say, until I kind of went through that little bit of anxiety spell, I could deal with it fine. I could up until like 26, 27.
Then it causes the anxiety
Yeah,
too.
I realised it was a trigger, and I look back and I was always like, oh, it's always kind of been there when.
Well, we
last
call
few
it the
days.
horrors.
Yeah,
It gives you the horrors.
I drank for the first time. I think now I still drink. I drink maximum usually 2 drinks, like once a week, twice a week, if that. I had about 9 or 10 drinks when I went into London. I was having water in between every single one. But after that, for about a week, at least a week, my mindset wasn't. I couldn't concentrate as well. Like I was constantly scrolling through TikTok, trying to get a bit of dopamine. Like my system was just messed up. It was fucked
Well,
up.
it's because you're like, the way you train, you're like an elite athlete.
Yeah.
So it's like putting diesel into a Ferrari or a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
It doesn't suit your body type.
Not anymore.
So
no.
it completely messes you up. Like I was speaking to a client the other night on the mentoring course, and he said he had some social events. How would I come off alcohol?
Yeah.
You should not be connecting you and social events with alcohol.
Yeah.
Like I went to an amazing awards ceremony, sat with 2 amazing girls along with my wife, and we had the loveliest time. I presented an award. I drank sparkling water. I had a Coke Zero. I feel so comfortable in my own skin. You don't need alcohol to be at social events. People need to realise you can go and have fun without it. And you actually can.
Yeah.
And then the next thing, you can be the person who drives. You can be the reliable person. It's just win in every single way.
I've stopped drinking since my wife became pregnant. I've stopped binging. I used to binge a lot when I was younger, and I noticed the past few months my memory started coming back a bit. I swear to God,
I know, it's crazy.
My memory is shocking. I can barely remember anything from school. Especially the last.
My
few
name's
months.
Tom, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Smith, isn't it?
Yeah, Smith.
Yeah. So a little bit about sort of what you do for business then, because it's inspiring what you do. So.
Yeah, I own a hotel business all over the UK in Belfast, Liverpool, Newcastle, Manchester, and Middlesbrough. I also build apartments and houses all over the UK. But the next chapter in my life, which is going to be mega, and it's already started, is dream mentoring.
Yeah.
I totally adore seeing other people succeed through me coaching them, especially when they apply themselves. I have amazing people on my mentoring group. I have incredible one-to-one clients.
Yeah.
I do security training. I do sales training. I do motivational workshops. And it's just, I am living the life of my wildest dreams through coaching people. I went to Miami in February and trained Plains Dentistry. They have 9 practices in South Florida.
Yeah.
And it's just seeing the staff's motivation, work ethic, ethos, attitude change.
There's something about being able to say something or give people what's going on inside of you, put it into them, and seeing it come out in them.
The nice thing about it for me is it's not out of some pamphlet. I live it.
Yeah.
I totally live it. I'm on it all the time. I know what it's like to stop drinking. I know what it's like to be under pressure. I know what it's like to be from hero down to zero and then come back. I've done all of it. So, I can relate to anybody's events. I can relate to anybody's relationship. I can relate to anything on the planet because I've been there. I'm 49 years old. I'm not some kid who's mentoring you, who's never been round the block. I'm real. And people feel that.
Yeah.
And then the next thing, they just buy into it as well. And when people are buying into it, you're coaching them and you're seeing the results and them really transforming and their confidence and then their social media and their company and their growth and their happiness.
I can't remember
how can
where.
you buy it,
Yeah, it's coaching is an absolutely amazing thing. Being able to see the transformation of people. I can't remember where I saw it, and I wrote this down on my vision board. I want to come on to that in a minute, but I wrote it down. You can't help other people until you help yourself.
100%. Yeah.
And that you have to be in a place of you've been through stuff. You know what you're talking about to actually be able to really.
Like when I met my wife Dolores 14 years ago, nearly 15 years ago, Dolores says to me, "Do you love yourself?" Now, I was a guy that had done the door in nightclubs and all
Yeah.
this type of stuff, and I'm like, what do you mean love myself? And now I get it. You
Yeah.
know, I got it after a very short while of being with Dolores.
Yeah.
You have to love yourself if you want to love other people.
Yeah.
And when I say love yourself, I don't mean like the guy or girl who fancies himself.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to love yourself internally.
Yeah.
You know yourself. You have to love yourself, not to put rubbish food into your body,
Yeah.
not to have alcohol pumped into your body, not to have substance abuse, you know, to be making the right decisions, to be rolling about with the right crowd.
Yeah.
All of that's through self-love.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about sort of your visualization, because I'm a massive believer in like law of attraction, visualization. I back in 2021, the first year, I think, no, it was back end of 2020 actually, the first year of lockdown, I was lost in my life. I was an electrician.
Brilliant job.
It was a brilliant job, but it wasn't fulfilling me at all. I just lost one of my best friends had just passed away.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's all good. It gave me the confidence and motivation to be like, right, what do I want to do in my life? Where do I want to go? So I did a vision board, and I wrote everything that I want to do on there.
Yeah.
I wrote down I want to become an online coach, because I'd already done bodybuilding shows. That I was already kind of coaching people anyway. So right, I want to do that. I wrote all my sort of finance goals on there. I wrote sort of things down on there. Like I knew if I want to do online coaching, I have to build a bit of a following. So I wrote like 10,000 on Instagram. I wrote like 10,000 on TikTok. I wrote down appear on TV again, because in 2019 I did a little show called Back to Mine. I swear to God, a week later I got messaged about Married at First Sight, a TV program. Like a week after doing that vision board, I also drew a stick picture on there of me holding hands with a partner and having a dog. Off the back of that vision board, and the week later the message, I went on TV, built up a following. I did my online coaching, met my partner. We're still together now. We've got a baby together. We've got a dog. Like the power of visualization is absolutely incredible. Like how do you implement that into your life?
But then you've obviously backed the visualization up with self-belief.
Yeah.
And the bit that you probably have noticed that you have done too, you've been on the right frequency to receive it.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. The law of attraction has kicked in and delivered you what you were thinking.
Yeah.
And brought it straight to you. But the other thing is you have to have been involved in taking some sort of action.
Yeah.
You know, I don't believe in manifesting. I really don't. You've been out there, you've probably made the phone calls, sent the text, sent the email, and then it's came because you've taken action. You know, I totally believe in writing goals, taking action, getting my goals onto a visual form and putting them onto a goal board.
Yeah.
Because I would call it a goal board or a vision board, or sometimes AKA an accountability board, because it keeps you accountable to go after that every single day.
Yeah.
People used to come into my office and say, what's that there on the vision board? And I went, that's my Lamborghini. And they went, yeah, Tom. I'm like, I'm telling you. Check, guess it. It was a black Lamborghini Hurricane with black leather seats, orange stitching, and orange brake calipers. And then 3 months later, I rocked up outside work, brand new black Lamborghini Hurricane. Another time, I went to buy a house. This has happened for 2 houses. I went and looked at this exclusive development in Hollywood. The guy, David, who was a friend of mine, was selling me the house, says, the house that you want sold. And I burst out laughing. He says, what are you laughing at? I says, is it? Yeah, okay, sound. I'll see you again. Got a CGI computer generated image of the house, put it on the vision board, put the Lamborghini into the driveway, superimposed, wrote my wife and kids' names, put the date that I was going to move into it, and wrote it's done and signed it. That was my declaration of the universe, transformed from the goal up onto the visualization, aka vision board. Yeah. And he called me and says, you're not going to believe this. I'm like, tell me. The guy's dropped out. He hasn't paid the 10% deposit and the house is now for sale.
Yeah.
How did you know? And I put the phone down and we bought that house. We lived in that house.
It's crazy.
Then the next time I went to a friend's house who had just moved into this luxury home. And when I walked in, I said, this is my house. And he says, what are you talking about? I said, this is just my house.
You get that feeling, that frequency.
Instantly, I went, this is next level. I want this. I'm buying this. And he went, yeah, Tom, I'm never selling this. I'm never leaving. 2 years later, he called me. He says, I'm moving to Monte Carlo or Monaco. Things are going really well. I'm going to go. And I said to him, I'm going to freak you clean out here. And he says, why? Tell me. And I says, I've been writing in my goals that I'm buying your house. It's on my vision board. The day that I come round to see you, my black Lamborghini Aventador at the time was in your driveway. I photographed it. He says, you are kidding me. And I says, I'm not. So I bought his house. And again, it was on my vision board. But I looked at it with so much belief. I just knew that it was mine.
Yeah.
And then as things happened, he had done remarkably well. He owns a software business. Called me, bang. I'm living in that house now, right now. It's our dream home. You can't buy them homes. They don't even come up for sale. Does it work? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then having the self-belief in itself, you have to stay consistent keeping that self-belief.
100%.
It's like confidence too.
Yeah.
People say, you know, like you, he's a really confident guy, but they don't realise you have to dig deep some days to find that confidence.
Like,
I don't realise.
People, whenever anyone ever sees anything from me, I put out content all the time. I'm probably not a confident person, but I can put that out because I tell myself that, and it's exactly like what you said.
It's part of your brand now. You need to do it.
Yeah,
you don't have a say.
Yeah, 100%.
Being real, you need to turn up every day. You can't have an off day.
Yeah,
it's a fact.
Especially when people rely on you as well.
That's what I'm saying, because it's not about you at this stage. Yeah. It's about all those amazing clients that are relying on you. Yeah. That's why you got to turn up, 100%. And you know what?
Yeah, yeah, and that's what puts you in a peak state as well. You can have a day off, you can relax a little bit, but you know you have to turn up every single day, try hard, exercise, eat well, drink plenty of water, make sure to do all the things.
I'm the biggest fan of having a rest day. You know, I encourage all my clients.
Love what you said about your Sundays.
Reset, come off your phone at least for 6 hours. The other week I done it for 22 hours. See the detox I got from my phone? It was so life-changing. And then what else do you get? Quality time with a woman that I love most in the world. Yeah. Quality time with my 2 daughters who are my everything. On the beach with my dogs. And I'm not being controlled by a phone. Yeah. Totally detoxing from it. You know, you're not doing yourself a favour working 7 days a week. Yeah. You aren't. You have to have the at least the one day off where you're doing zero.
Yeah. I relate to that so much. When I saw you talk about having the Sundays where that's your day where you're not going on your phone, I said to my partner, I was like, right, this Sunday, I'm not good on my phone. It helped so much. And the weekend just passed. I went to see, me and my partner went, my mum and dad were away in the caravan, and we went up to there, and I didn't look at my phone once. And then the next 2 days, I kid you not, I was never more focused. It was Bank Holiday Sunday, Monday. I've never done as much work. I've never felt as motivated to do as much work. So it's definitely something that I'm going to implement a lot more, just taking that time. I want to talk a little bit about have I spoke about self-doubt? Did I ask you that?
You didn't.
No. I want to speak a bit about self-doubt because in your book, Fearless.
And that the road to self-doubt.
I get self-doubt a lot, even coming here. Like, one of my biggest fears is public speaking. I get nervous before.
But right away, what we need to address right now is one of your biggest fears is public speaking. You've just said one of your biggest fears is public speaking. Yeah. So you're energising it with fear. Yeah. The prime example would be if I met you and you said, Tom, how's things? I'll say to you, amazing, loving life, not enough hours in a day. I'm absolutely so grateful. I wish I could be doing more. And if I ask you, what are you doing? I'm struggling on. Your words become things. Yeah. So now you're saying that it's your biggest fear. It used to be one of your biggest fears. Yeah. But we're going to work on it from today.
Yeah, self-limiting belief.
I'm going to help you with that.
Keep telling myself. And I keep trying to... So I've started doing, the last few months, started doing webinars. I remember the first webinar that I did.
Well, you seem to be doing amazing today.
Yeah. I can put myself in a state where I just sink or swim. I have to do it. But there has been some times where I have sank. I've been on the phone on a sales call.
But then failure is part of the process.
100%, yeah.
Like, it's a fact. I would speak sometimes and people would say to me, like, that word troubles me. I'm like, I fail every day and I get better every day. And one of the things I put in my mantra is I am constantly evolving and becoming the best version of me. Yeah. Like, we'll have you bulletproof doing public speaking.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
I can see it. I can see it in my head. Like, I can see it.
Then it's done. But then see it as done. Yeah. Just see it as done and see yourself burn for everybody. Thank you so much. See your socials exploding. Yeah. Because you're in control of it.
Do you know what's mad? First time I ever saw you, when I saw the TikTok, and straight away I went to find some podcasts of you. I visioned me doing a podcast with you. When the people were asking you questions, I was
Thanks very much.
What questions would I ask you? And then when it came about, it was, it's amazing.
I'm just a normal guy who goes for it every day. Self-doubt, that's why I wrote my book, Fearless. I wrote it during COVID. I wrote my book on the whole conception of, if I help one person with the book, my job's done. And it's helped thousands of people. Yeah. I've done it on an Audible version now to help people, because I know I'm a guy that likes Audible instead of books. And it's helping a lot of people. But like, it's to help deal with self-doubt. Self-doubt will whistle and speak in your ear. Yeah. You can't do this. you're not good enough for this.
I get it.
Are you kidding me, Tom? You're going to be in a movie film.
Yeah.
You're going to turn up and be an actor. You've never done it. And I'm like, I know who you are.
Yeah.
I know exactly who you are. Get out of my head now.
Yeah.
And there's times I'll think about my brain and self-doubt with the pinball analogy. And as it comes in talking to me, I flick it straight out.
Yeah.
Or I'll also do where I'll shout inside my internal head, hello! And I'll hear the voice echo. So then I know I'm in my prime state.
Yeah.
And then I'll just put it completely out of my head. And I'll genuinely, excuse my language, I'll tell it to fuck off and leave.
So you can swear it. It's all
got
good.
I've got the awareness of knowing when it's coming in. I know who it is. And it's not me. It's a fake version of me.
Yeah.
And if you look at fear, it's false events appearing real.
Yeah.
And it's trying to tell me, you can't do this. Really? Let's have it.
Yeah. Courage is feeling the fear and doing it anyway.
It's like, I will always turn up. You know, people, I'll always say and self-prophesize exactly what I'm doing. And I know you're going to say to me, like, I'm doing a STIR event on the 1st of June. I'm doing the STIR equivalent of Mount Everest. Yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
Self-doubt. No chance. Because I'll put so much training in between now and then. I'll just turn up and knock it completely out of the park.
Yeah.
It'll never even creep into my brain because I won't give it permission to. And that's when I'm coaching and mentoring people. It's about getting inside their mindset and letting them know I'm no unique individual. I've just taught myself these different situations and how I deal with stuff. And then I pass it on to my clients.
Yeah.
So I'm at a stage now, of course it still comes at me, but I do not give it permission at all to affect me.
Yeah.
Not one bit.
Yeah. I saw this analogy, and it's basically when and I related so much to it when I'm getting the fear of when I had a sales call once and suddenly I just got randomly hit with it and I couldn't get my words out, could not get my words out. I've done it. There's been a few times in my life where it's happened. I was on one of the first webinars that I did. I had to pause pause the camera, mute the screen because I just froze.
Did you learn from it?
Yeah, 100%.
There you go.
100%.
Part of the process.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like somebody going for a black belt. You know, I think they've failed a million times in the way to black belt.
Yeah.
It's part of the process.
Same with business.
It's part of everything.
Yeah.
You know.
I want to hear a little bit about the acting. You were telling me a little bit before we came on air. What is it? How did you get into that?
Yeah, in 2021, I wrote in my mantra, I'm going to go from magazines to TV and movie scenes. Yeah. I am here to do
That's
it all.
Class.
And this sentence resonated with me, and I'm like, I like this here. Yeah. So I started, because I write 6 days a week, I started writing this. I'm going from magazines to TV and movie scenes. I'm here to do it all. Yeah. So then I started going, okay, I'm really liking this mantra. I'm going to take the mantra sentence out, keep it in the mantra, but turn it into a goal. Yeah. So I then said, okay, I need to get into a film. How am I going to do this? Started reaching out to different people. I reached out to a guy called Terry Stone. I sent him a script that I wrote about a film. And here's one here about self-doubt or the power of persistence. I'd sent it to Terry and he'd missed the message. He sent me his email for me to send him the script. The email he sent me was wrong. What did I do? Followed it up. No, Tom, definitely didn't get it. And I went, okay, do us a favour. I'm not being rude because you're an amazing guy. Check your email address. Yeah. And people might think you can't ask Terry Stone that. I asked Terry Stone, lovely, amazing guy. And he said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I've sent you the wrong email address. Yeah. Sent him the script. He loved it. Called a friend of mine, Keith Bishop, who is Johnny Depp's PR manager. Yeah. I says, do us a favour, Keith. Set the meeting up. He says, okay, Tom, I'll sort it. But then I stalked him until he done it. I kept going and going and going. So I was writing the goal, but my massive action was continuing to call Keith until I made it happen. It's business. It's not me being a bad person. Keith said, okay, that's enough. I've sorted it. Meet Terry. Met Terry, get on like a house on fire. And then we became very good friends. Ty Stone's in my mentoring program, the famous film director himself. Yeah. One of the amazing fella. Totally one of the most amazing people I've ever met. Yeah. And then Terry says to me, look, I would love you to do a part in our new film, 2 Days of Blood. And I just went, fucking boom. And since then, I've done the part. There's a new film coming out about the 1980s soccer hooligan craze in the UK called Headhunter. I'm in it. I believe there's another one coming out to do with the Foot Soldier trilogy. Yeah. I'm in it. And I feel blessed. But, the thing is, I'm loving my life. And I'm also doing this for kids growing up in Belfast, Liverpool, Manchester, Leeds, Glasgow, to think, he's just a normal fella who's killing it. Yeah. And my whole point is, if I can do this, you can do this. because I'm no different to anybody else.
Yeah.
It's just showing people, if you have self-belief, you can do it all.
Yeah.
And I'm really enjoying my life on the whole journey to it. It's just meeting you today, blessed. Doing that, blessed.
Yeah, it's that gratitude showing up again. But yeah, that's amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I watched a film documentary on Jeff Bezos the other day, and there was a bit, and I wrote it down. As soon as I saw it, I wanted to ask you about it. There's a bit where Jeff Bezos stops in the street, and you can see that's where the idea for Amazon comes in his mind.
Genius, yeah.
How many people do you reckon get ideas like that and never act on it? They never have that bullish mentality that you were speaking about. They never believe in themselves.
I would say it's millions.
Yeah, every day I'd say.
Millions. I have clients who have woke up and they've come up with amazing business ideas who are killing it.
Yeah.
Because they have the awareness. But I'm sure there's wonder stories of people not following or pursuing their happiness or their goals, and then that never ever come into fruition.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
And the fear of it failing, the fear of what will other people think, which I don't care about.
Yeah.
And I think it's quite sad. You have to go for gold.
Take
What's
action.
the worst that could happen? It works.
Yeah.
Or you go back to the way you were. Like, what do you lose?
Yeah.
Go after all your dreams. The bit that I don't think people get is you're here once. That's it.
Yeah.
Once. And there's days I have to hit myself a slap and say, come on, Tom.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I'm never going to go to my own pity party. I've been once. Nobody turned up. I did. It's horrible. I'm never going again.
Yeah.
But there's people that should have to go after their dreams.
Like,
You don't want to be, and I've said it before, and I've heard other people say it, you don't want to be in your deathbed many years from now, and it's full of the ghosts of the person you could have been.
Les Brown quote.
Yeah. There'll be nobody in my room apart from my grandkids, my great grandkids, my two gorgeous daughters and my wife. Hopefully I'm 100 years old and I've been on this pursuit of making people positive and inspiring and motivating people for another 51 years. I actually wrote that goal the other day, to stay here until I'm 100 and keep giving back for another 51 years. And as I was doing it, I was visualising my grandkids, my great grandkids, and standing on stages, inspiring and motivating tens of thousands of people.
Yeah.
Why would I not? Why would I not live the life of my wildest dreams? Did you touch my foot?
I didn't mean to. I just kicked it. I want to. You were telling me about you've got a speaking gig coming up. Well, let's touch on.
I've actually two coming up.
Yeah.
I have one coming up, and I feel truly blessed in Gateshead, speaking to kids all even, upper sixth, and I'm going to give them my spin on what it was like growing up in a ward to inspire all these kids. It's in St James's Park.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that. That's in
class.
June. I'm actually finalising a gig in Poland that Grant Carone's going to be appearing on live on stage, broadcast. He's going to be broadcast live.
How did you get into? Because I've heard it a little bit, and I'm a massive fan of Grant Cardone. If you've never heard of him, he's billionaire, real estate mogul.
Guy's a legend.
He's a legend. Yeah. I've listened to his book. The book 10X is. So I've
10X changed my life.
Yeah.
It made me realise there's so many other people out there who are giving it full on loads. And I listened to it during COVID, I think 16 times it ended up.
Yeah.
And any time that I need to go back on full tilt, I'll go back onto some of Grant's literature and just listen to it on audio. What happened to me the other week?
Yeah.
I was on the stair climber, so at the minute I'm doing 3-hour sessions on the stair climber for my cardio, on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And all these people were on the treadmill. And I was listening to 10X and I shouted out, let's fucking go. And I forgot all these people. And I went, fuck, sorry. I scared everybody on a Sunday. I just let rip.
That's the sort of stuff when you get into that mindset, you don't give a fuck who's around you.
I was just on fire.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And everybody was on the same wavelength. And they were like, check weirdo boy out there. But I didn't care. But the whole Grant Cardone thing, I wanted to connect with somebody at a huge level to do with motivational speaking, sales training. I felt the need. And I searched for the right person, and Dolores says to me, this Grant Cardone guy is definitely up your street. And I went, something, you're right. But how does a kid from Belfast connect with somebody at that level? Well, taking massive action is always the way it works.
Yeah. Connect
with everybody on Instagram, a platform that I never thought I'd be on in my life. Because remember, I'm 49. It's just I never thought it would be for me.
Yeah.
Not that 49's old, by the way.
Yeah.
But I just didn't think social media was going to be for me. I then joined LinkedIn, started connecting with him and all his team on LinkedIn. And then what happened? Boom, COVID kicked in. I walked the streets of the UK on my own. My amazing sales team were making the calls, but I was walking on the building sites and stuff. So I started sharing my wins. As hotels closed all over the UK, we stopped surviving as a company and we started thriving. So I I'm the definition of 10x. This is what I'm doing. I started sending my videos over to Grant Cardone's office.
Yeah.
Little did I know, everybody's watching the fucking videos. The next thing they started sending me the videos back. This is Tom Smyth, a client of ours, the definition of 10x, and that guy, and the next thing they're pressing play, and everybody in Grant's office is watching my videos. I'm like,
I bet like the hairs on the back of your neck.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, so then what did I do next? I said to myself, I want everybody to know who I am. So one day I spent $800, called over, found the best donut shop closest to their office, and bought the most amazing boxes and boxes of donuts for all the staff. I found out how many staff there was. I think I bought 240 high-end donuts. It hit the office. I got videos of everybody going, hey, Tom. They're all shouting. Somebody was putting on an Irish accent. Somebody says to me, hijack a plane, come over, you got to come, because it was through COVID.
Yeah.
Then connected with Jared Glant.
Yeah.
Grant's number one, who is a personal friend of mine now.
Yeah.
The guy is just the most amazing fella. Another guy called Elliot, another girl called Natalie. And the next thing, the relationship was born. I'd done it. You know, I went to GrowthCon. I sat beside Grant. I was right beside the stage. I was front row.
I watched some of the interviews on that. It was amazing. He had Trump on.
Yeah.
He had Mayweather. Like, who else was there?
Do you know something? The sad thing too, because I was showing videos of Trump. I lost 500 followers at one time.
That's
instantly.
nuts.
Like, it was nothing to do with me. Yeah. But, you know, the next thing, I made the connection.
Yeah.
And it just shows you everything and anything is possible if you put your mind to it.
Yeah.
And I was also doing it relentlessly. Never going to give up until I'd done it. Self-doubt was never affecting me. I just believed I'm doing this. And then on the 26th of March last year, I was standing and Grant put his arm around me and I got my photograph taken. I'm like, fuck, let's go. And now, like, I've got those guys on top. I can send them a WhatsApp. I can email them. I can organise a gig. Yeah. I'm part of the team. I'm a Grant Cardone licensee. Yeah. You know, and I'm a complete 10Xer. You know, I live my life in 10X.
That book is incredible. If you've not listened to it, I listened to it after I listened to your book.
Fearless, Unaudible, and Grant Cardone 10X. Yeah. The other one I love that Grant done is Be Obsessed or Be Average.
Yeah, I've listened to that as well.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. I want to speak a little bit about social media because I think the power of social media is absolutely, like, every time you put a piece of literally every time you put a piece of content out, that is a lottery ticket to literally anything that can happen. I show up every single day. I put content out because I never know what is going to happen. Like, I've had content go viral, millions and millions, a few times, and off the back of that, I get people through, and that's kind of how you came into my sort of awareness from social media. And I know that you were a bit skeptical about it to begin with.
Well, yeah. You know, especially growing up in Belfast. Yeah. You know, as we grew up as kids, people would have said to you, "Keep your head down. Don't put your head above the parapet," because you probably would have had it shot off.
Crabs in the bucket.
Yeah, you know, it was just, we grew up in a society where you were controlled because there was a war.
Yeah.
So being successful or putting yourself out there was something you did not do. Yeah. It wasn't the thing to do. Who's your mom think he is? Bad move. Yeah. Growing up in Northern Ireland. And then as Northern Ireland, the ceasefires kicked in '94 and stuff, I've never been so proud of a country. You know, I love my country. I love my city.
I love that about you as well.
I love our people.
You speak a lot about your admiration for your own country and how patriotic you are.
Like, I just went full of goose pimples. Like, what our community leaders done on both sides to bring peace. I never thought for a second I would see peace in my lifetime. Yeah. And I've got the hairs in the back of my neck standing up. Yeah. Like, it's just, my daughters have never seen what it's like to grow up in a war. You know, I remember going into Belfast, the guys would have come onto the bus, sometimes with soldiers and stuff, that had checked the bus for a bomb, let the bus go back in. When you walked in the shopping centres, you were checked with metal detectors.
I can't even imagine.
Had guns. This is the UK. This is, or Ireland, whatever people want to say, or Northern Ireland, whatever people want. It's a dodgy thing saying that, depending on what religion you are. Yeah. But, you know, I mean, our abnormal insanity became normal. I remember as a young roofing contractor working for the police, we get paid a thing called danger money. I was on the roof. Police come running out. Get off the roof. And I'm like, why? He says, we've had intel. There's a sniper in the forest. Get off the roof. So we all come down, had our lunch. I says, okay, can we go back up? He says, it's probably been about an hour now. The army's in the forest. You'll be all right. So we just went up and started putting the roof on again. And it was like, when you think about it, you're like, there was a sniper there. Now there's not. Let's go. Nothing fizzed on you. So it gave you amazing resilience.
Yeah.
You know, it's all part of it. And just growing up there has made me the person that I am. So the whole thing, obviously, in Northern Ireland, you know, if you can imagine all that stuff, social media would definitely be the last thing in my mind.
Yeah, yeah.
I then said to myself, people have their gremlins.
Yeah.
So for me, my gremlins was definitely social media. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to put myself out there.
That's like me with public speaking.
Yeah.
Like,
But, you know, and this was probably coming up to 4 years ago. No, it's probably 3. It was COVID. And I went, you know, son, I'm not having this no more. Are you telling me my phone is controlling me slightly? So I'm talking to myself. You're scared of putting yourself out there. Really, Tom? And I just went, bang. We started a new building in Liverpool with an amazing company called Cube. And we were doing accommodation for corporate lets through COVID. And I turned my video and went, hi guys, this is Dream Apartments, Silk House Court, blah, blah, blah. Showed the video. And I went, I'd done it.
Yeah.
But I didn't turn the camera on me. A week later, and it went viral.
Yeah.
A week later, I turned the camera on me. I was in Glasgow, and it was absolutely hammering it down. The rain was so intense, I thought, you know something, let's have a go here. Yeah. And I done a video. Hi, my name's Tom from Dream Apartments. I'm in Glasgow today. We're looking at an amazing opportunity. We've been shortlisted to take a building. Now, we didn't get it.
Yeah.
But because the rain was that heavy, it went viral on LinkedIn. So I'm like, this is amazing. People then started all connecting and following me. I'm like,
yeah.
Hold on, social media is the king.
So the power
or
of
the
it.
queen. It's so amazing. And I was doing it for all the right reasons. And then started saying to myself, I think I've got some sort of need to put something out other than the business.
Yeah.
And I had a real chat with myself. And I wanted to start putting positive content out. Because if I thought I could put something out and help one person, I didn't care about anybody's opinion on who does he think he is. And then I started getting loads of feedback. Man, you've no idea how much it's helping me. That positive stuff's helping me in the mornings. And then I went, a friend of mine, John Neal, who owns an amazing company back home called Dedicated, says to me, Tom, you need to be on Insta. Yeah. I'm like, no chance, mate. My daughter's on Insta. And then I went, fuck yes, I'm doing it. Bang, straight on the Insta. Skyrocketed. Mentoring, skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And then I went, I'm going on to TikTok. My youngest says to me, Farah says, Daddy, TikTok's my world, please don't go on. I went on to TikTok and it's just went nuts. Yeah. And social media is the ultimate platform to put you and your business out there.
100%.
You know, it's about get over yourself.
Yeah.
Stop being your own best kept secret. You are your brand. Like, be the definition of the industry, of people. When they think of an industry, they think of you.
Yeah.
You know, turn the camera on yourself. What's the worst somebody could say?
Exactly.
Or what's the worst they could do? It really works and skyrockets your business and you make loads of money and you enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
Put positive stuff out there and help other people.
It's a double-edged sword as well. If you put positive...
It's just when. And people say to me, how do you deal with haters? What haters? I don't give a hoot. Don't pay one bit of attention to it. It's never affected me. It never will.
Yeah.
It's part of the journey. And I'm very lucky that things like that don't get to me even for a single second. It's just like bulletproof. What? See you later. Boom.
It only comes from a place of negativity as well, doesn't it? So,
keyboard warriors.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm so glad that you did go on TikTok. Like I say, you are built for TikTok. Your energy, your persona, just everything.
Like one of the ones in Belfast, I didn't even know until kids started shouting at me. One of the times I said, I'm going to rip Freddie apart. Yeah. And people shouted out at you, go ahead, Tom, ripping Freddie apart. And I'm like, that's funny. Yeah. But, you know, if somebody's having a laugh because of it, brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, everybody should be having a laugh. Everybody should be on the journey. Everybody should be putting their hand down and helping somebody else and pulling them up with them.
Yeah.
It's all about helping each other. I think, what have I got from being here today? Number one, you're helping me. Number two, hopefully I'm helping you.
Yeah.
But three, I will definitely help you on the public speaking thing.
Yeah.
I'll nail that with you. 100%. It's my job to help other people.
That's kind of what I was getting at. So positivity attracts, doesn't it? If you're putting positive things out there, even without the thought of I'm going to get something back from this, positivity attracts. So you're going to get.
I don't get. See, people would sometimes think about let's do something nice to get something back.
Yeah.
That's never crossed my mind in my life.
No.
That's the opposite of doing something for the right reasons.
Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to do it because you've got love in your heart and you want to be a nice person.
Yeah, and that's the unlock.
That's it.
That's the unlock as well. Like if you're putting things out there from the place of you want to help people and from the place of it comes across. Like it definitely comes across. People love that. You can tell when someone's putting things out there for selfish reasons.
Do you know what I do? There's times when I'm in the mix and things are maybe tough.
Yeah.
I'll stop what I'm doing, and for 15 minutes I'll think, what can I do to help somebody else right now?
Yeah.
And I swear it changes your frequency. It helps your day, and more importantly, it helps somebody else instead of you.
Yeah.
Putting somebody else before you put yourself is number one.
Yeah.
Definitely go out of your way to help another individual. It's the job of us. It's what we should be doing.
It's what fills your glass up, isn't it?
It's the ultimate feeling, especially in the mentoring for me.
Yeah.
Of course, I get paid for it, but helping other amazing people unlock their confidence and bring it back out of them, to get rid of self-doubt, let them know that you can do this too.
Yeah.
Seeing people change, their persona, their attitude.
Walking into a room 10 foot tall instead of...
Yeah.
I saw the piece that you put out on TikTok. You were changing the way you were speaking to, I think it's your mentoring group, about how they walk into a room. You've got to walk in. And I've always subconsciously done this, that if ever when I was at school I'd walk past someone and my eyes would go to the floor, I'd beat myself up. I was like, you can't do that. Walk proud, walk with your head up, don't let yourself look down, always look at people in the eye, smile at them, like, be polite.
Like, you know, this is a story that happened to me about 4 months ago. I went to Gatwick and my flight had been cancelled. First time it's ever happened to me, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Right? So there was no point losing the plot over it. Got a taxi, called my wife, taxi down to Heathrow. Went to Heathrow the next day, and I thought, check my boarding pass. It was nothing to do with my staff's fault. They couldn't get me a flight, and they got me one that morning. So I was just blessed to get home. Looked at everybody going through. There was about 600 people going through Heathrow, and I went, right, let's turn this on. Confidence. Let's go. Walked up to business and first class and priority. The guy says to me, morning, sir. I said, morning. How's things? He says, business or first? I says, just let me get my boarding pass. He says, it's obviously one of them. Have a lovely day. And I says, and you, sir? I didn't have anything on me, just had a normal boarding pass. But the persona and the vibration he felt oozing out of me was confidence.
Yeah.
Knowing that I was a guy that normally does. I was being more than nice, sprinkle gold dust on him just by being super nice to him on the way through. But he felt the persona of course, and let me go straight through. Now, is that obnoxious? No. Is it being confident? Yeah. Did it work because I needed to get through a bad queue? 100%. You know, but if I had turned up, the guy had no confidence. Hi, how's things?
Yeah.
Staring at the floor, no chance.
I have to catch myself doing that sometimes. If ever I
turn up the person that you want to be, walk in the shoes of the man or the woman that you want to become, and you'll become that person. And the reason I was doing it was just to test it, to show and then tell clients, check this out. You know what I'm saying to you? All walk in the shoes of the person.
Yeah.
I walked in that shoes of that guy, the Tom who's really on it, into the airport on that vibration, walked up and killed it straight through.
It was the same.
I was through probably within 45 seconds.
Yeah. It works. It was the same with me this morning. I was like, right.
You know what's going to happen now, but every border control person in the fucking UK is checking my boarding pass.
Yeah. It was the same with me this morning. I woke up. I always get a little bit nervous whenever I'm doing something like this. It's that self-doubt is always there. But I was like, right, I'm going to get in the car. I've got an hour's drive. I'm going to put some good music on, put my shades on, put aftershave on, like just wind the windows down. It was sun, it was shining. My frequency straight up, felt confident, felt good.
Gorgeous day. Look.
Yeah, it's good. But I want to speak a little bit. You do charity work, and you've got one coming up. I want to speak a little bit about that. It's a bit of a testing challenge you've got coming up.
You're testing for somebody who thinks it is, not for me. In my head, it's already done. Have to have that mindset. During COVID, I was blessed to have a very close friend, Molly McCann from UFC.
Yeah.
We ran half of Mount Everest on stairs for different children's charities. And this time I have picked a charity very close to my heart, the Royal Victoria Hospital in Belfast, the Children's Cancer Award.
Yeah.
And I am doing all of Mount Everest on steps in a building called Tower 42. I have an amazing client, Chris, who got me permission to run Tower 42.
Yeah.
I think it's the 5th highest building in London.
Really?
So I'm going to do up and down all the floors. I would say I've estimated it's going to take me 7 hours. It's the same step equivalent as Mount Everest.
Yeah.
But there's one huge benefit of doing this. Number one is the charity.
Yeah.
So raising that money for the charity is exactly why I'm doing it. But then the other side of it is, from a mindset point of view, when I can do that for 7 hours, nothing on the world or the planet can affect my mindset.
Yeah.
Because life will hit you with everything. And sometimes you need to have that level of mental and physical fitness to deal with every situation and scenario.
Yeah.
So that's another amazing benefit that I get from it. You know, people are saying, I'm sure the training's hell. No, it's not. Because I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Like when you go into the gym on a Sunday at the minute, I'm on the machine for 3 hours. This Sunday, I'll do 4 hours.
Yeah.
Because piss poor preparation gives piss poor performance. I'm not going to turn up and have a go at this. I'm going to turn up and knock it completely out of the park.
Yeah.
Because I'm not disappointing anybody in that charity. Neither am I going to disappoint myself.
It's like having
It's done.
Yeah.
It's already done inside my head. I just need to turn up.
And you're connecting it to a strong reason why, especially in health and fitness. I always talk about if you've got a strong reason why you are doing it, it's easy. Like what you said about, I can't turn up and disappoint that charity.
No chance. Not a chance.
Yeah.
I just will never tap out in life, ever. Yeah. You know, and then I also want grandkids, great grandkids to say, did you hear about my granddad years ago? He ran all of Mount Everest on stairs. Really? Yeah, he was in a movie. He was in this, he done that. You know, it's about leaving legacy things sometimes too. And what a nice way to leave a bit of a legacy, that you were always doing stuff for charity and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want a pat in the back for it. I just want to do it and knock it out of the park for charity. It's done.
Yeah.
Now I'll turn up on the 1st of June. We'll get a load of video stuff done on it. Share it with everybody. And with that mindset, sure, you could do anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah. What advice would you give? Because obviously nowadays, especially with social media, there's a lot of pressures for a young person. And I know you, like, I've got a 7-month-old and she's going to grow into a world that is going to be a lot about social media.
Yeah.
What advice would you give people that feel overwhelmed with social media or don't know which way to turn? What would you say to them? Like,
don't give it the power
yeah.
over you. You know, I think everybody needs to, like, I remember having a phone in the house, and we were doing well having a phone at home, let alone a mobile phone. You know, you should not be controlled by toxic people or not having enough likes or comments affecting your life.
Yeah.
I think we need to go back to basics here and remember how real it is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm delighted to be sitting across from you, staring into your eyes, and we're two guys who are shaking hands, having coffees, and we're in the moment together. Instead of, did you hear what Fred said about? Really?
Yeah.
I don't care. Gossip is not something that I am affected by. I don't live in drama world.
Yeah.
It's not for me. And I will only ever use social media as a tool to promote me and promote a brand and help me make revenue.
Yeah.
For kids, please do not give it permission to wreck your mental health.
Yeah.
Speak to somebody. Speak to an adult. Speak to a friend. If it's controlling you, definitely have a serious conversation with somebody who you respect.
Yeah.
For me, coming off my phone for a day or a load of hours on a Sunday, like the amazing effects. See, when I go into work on a Monday, the effects I have are second to none. So refreshed. Don't let your phone control you.
Yeah.
You control your phone. You know, that's the situation for me, especially for a kid. Do not let that control you.
Yeah.
And like my youngest daughter sometimes would come off her phone for a while and say, sorry, Dad, I wasn't on socials or I wasn't on my WhatsApp. Brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, my wife definitely isn't a big phone person.
I'd love to, when we filmed Married at First Sight, the TV programme, I think we were filming for over 2 months and we didn't have our phones on us for 2 months. It was incredible. It was...
You get your life back.
100%. And I hate the modern day dating, like being on Tinder or whatever the dating apps are, and you're speaking over social media. And it's so hard to really connect with someone. And me and my partner spoke a lot about how it was kind of like going back to how our parents or grandparents dated.
Yeah, like,
we were
nowadays,
speaking to each other.
If a guy or a girl fancies each other, go and speak to each other. Don't send somebody a message, "Hi, I seen you today, you look great."
Yeah.
What about the art of conversation?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
This is what I've really, really noticed since doing podcasts. I spoke to some people around me on podcasts.
If I'm coming to do business with you, I'm turning up at your office and do it personal. The more hands you shake, the more calls you make, the more money you make.
Yeah.
It's that simple. I'm not going to text you and try and have a relationship with somebody or try and form an alliance with someone. Get personable. Go and meet someone. Don't be relying on social media. Use it as a tool. If it's not working for you, come off it.
Yeah.
Lots of people are coming off social media too.
Yeah.
For the right reasons.
Yeah, I've noticed that so much.
I think our schools definitely.
Yeah.
Our schools do an amazing job, but I do think there should be seminars or something brought up once a month or once a week that anybody that is troubled, any child that's being affected by the use of social media, please feel free to confidentially come and speak to a teacher or have a helpline, because it's definitely controlling people and
100%.
massively affecting them. I
think
think we need to step up.
It's making people weak as well.
We need to protect our kids. Yeah, it is. It is making people weak.
I think that and this is such a cliche thing to say, but that our kind of my generation is soft. Like, we've had no, other than COVID, we've had no adversity really. So whenever any little bit of adversity comes in, or we go out looking for adversity, it's like, especially when you share stories about Northern Ireland, about like serious threats, and I'm sure you saw a lot of things that you could probably speak about. It makes you into a harder person. I think that's kind of what we need sometimes.
Well, you burst out laughing at things when you see people being, you know, I would call it snowflake mentality.
Yeah.
You know, why are you being so soft? I can't believe you shouted at me. Okay. Have you been late for work 3 days this week?
Yeah.
Should I not be shouting at you? You know, could you maybe not do it again? Is that what you'd like me to say?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Everybody needs to toughen up. You know, if you can find some sort of mental toughness, the world will belong to you.
Yeah.
Because everybody's becoming softer and softer and softer.
Yeah.
You know, softness did not... If you were soft growing up in our year, you were gone.
Yeah.
You had to be tough.
And that's kind of the human evolution.
Guys, girls, everybody growing up in Northern Ireland back in the day had to have toughness.
That's how human evolution has evolved. Like
how do you move forward without resilience?
Yeah.
You have to be resilient against yourself even.
Yeah.
You know, it's, oh my goodness, it's a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to man or woman up and toughen up.
Yeah.
And I mean that with love in my heart.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody needs to find substance again.
I've seen a lot of pushback on social media about sort of the man up, and people starting to, even Chris Williamson, one of the most respected, like, you'd probably call him a philosopher now, he started saying it again. And he's like, sometimes, obviously, like you say, with love in your heart, you need to say it. But some people need that motivation to get up, get going, to take control.
My wife and my daughters are warriors.
Yeah.
They're female warriors. You know, let's go. You know, it's everybody has it within themselves.
You've created that tribe.
It's not okay to give up.
Yeah.
It's not okay to try your best. Do it. Finish the task. Always turn up. Be proud of yourself. Be the best version of yourself. Let's go. Let's go. Seriously.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Well, honestly, mate, that was I absolutely love that chat. I was looking forward to it, and it's fired me up, ready to push even harder and keep evolving in life. And like I say, the entry to this podcast is personal development, self-improvement, working on yourself and becoming the best possible version of yourself. And I think that chat has hopefully fired a lot of people up, and it's definitely fired me up.
I hope the content has helped other people.
Yeah.
And I'm just me. I'm going to continue to keep being me, and I'm going to continue to keep going for gold. And I hope I'm inspiring and motivating other people. And thank you so much for the opportunity today.
Not a problem. Yeah, where can people find you?
Thank you for asking. So I am Tom Smyth, the entrepreneur, on Instagram, SMYTH. I am on LinkedIn, Tom Smyth. I'm on TikTok, Facebook. I've also got an amazing book, Fearless. It's on Amazon.co.uk.
Highly recommend.
And then the Audible version is now out, so you can buy it on Audible. And I'm acting in a movie this October, 2 Days of Blood. So there's a lot more to come.
Good. Well, thank you for that, mate.
Thank you.
That.